Hey everybody, welcome in. It's Saturday night and I've had a really terrific day. I hope you guys have had an amazing day. Um, I was just trying to think. It's like I woke up this morning and it's just been go, 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 go. But I got a lot of productive stuff done. Fill up. Hey Gillette. I got a ton of stuff done today. It's been a great day. So I hope you guys had a really productive Saturday as well. On a little late because I have been so productive today and I got engrossed in a number of different projects. And so now here we are. Philip, I haven't seen you in forever. What's going on? So as you guys are coming on, make sure you remember to hit that little share button, hit the invite button, and bring some other people into the conversation with us. We are talking about having crucial conversations, how to have, what's it say, tools for talking when the stakes are high. And so we have invested the last 6 days, today is day 6, talking about the subject matter of how to have good conversations. So definitely this is a video to invite people in. What's going on, Charles? I appreciate you guys sharing out. If you're somebody who's just joining in for the first time, or maybe you followed me for a while but you don't really know on a business level what it is that I do, I've promised myself that part of my raising the bar this year is to be very diligent in sharing that with you. So my name is Marcy Batista. I'm a public speaker, I'm an author, and I'm committed to curing emotional bankruptcy. That's my thing. What is emotional bankruptcy? And how does that fit into the world that I live in? My commitment is to help other women shine, and so many times women in particular go through so many challenges and so many different situations where they really become used to sort of walking in the shadow and kind of walking in a vacancy, an emotional vacancy. And so for me, raising the bar, helping women shine, and really truly taking them on a path for them to not only discover what I call their star power, but to truly embrace that. And when they can embrace that, then they're really okay with standing front and center in front of the crowd, and then helping other people shine. And that's what really this is all about. What's up, Gregory? How are you, sweetie? Thanks for joining. I also have a company called Bankable Success Advisors, and Bankable Success Advisors is a leading recovery solutions provider on the business side. I teach domestic and workplace violence and safety, and then in addition to that, disaster recovery and contingency planning. So we are proactive in trauma recovery. And on the personal side, then obviously I just shared with you that my mission is to cure emotional bankruptcy for women, and truly both on the individual and the personal side. The goal always is to optimize their investments, whether it's personal investments, time investments, energy investments, financial investments. We want to optimize your investment so that you get the best return for your investment. And so that's it. And so to 2018, raising the bar. So I'm excited you guys are here with me, because this year I decided I wanted to kick it up a notch and really truly invest in the lives of 1,000 women in 2018 and take them on this journey to discovering their star power. So that brings me to what this is all about, which is my 30 books in 30 weeks. And I thought, rather than just sharing with my own one-on-one and group coaching clients, why not share with all of you? So I've been doing these reading challenges now. We're in month number 3. And for 2018, I decided I want to spend at least a week on each book that I select. And so I'm rating my personal development library. I'm rating that of my mentors and so forth, and truly digging into some of these great teaching tools and sharing that information out. And then my clients, obviously, we get a deeper dive and we go a little bit deeper on some subject matters, but they're all valuable. And so I wanted to be able to share that information with you guys, in addition to sharing it with my clients. And so, like I said, this week, week 3 of 30 weeks, I can't believe we're on week 3 already. That seems crazy to me. But crucial conversations is the thing that we're talking about. And so all this week we've invested in that. And so much of what we've had is talking about how we manage the conversations. Tonight, I want to talk about when we start feeling some kind of way. And obviously, I think I titled this Nobody Made You Mad But You. And so I want to dive into that because it's not really a popular opinion. Hey, John, it's not a popular opinion at all because a lot of people don't like to take self-ownership. And that, for me, is a big thing for my clients. You have to own your position. You have to own where you are. And in this case, you have to own and understand your emotions are driven by you. And so what do I mean by that? First of all, in case you haven't seen any of the videos, first of all, I encourage you to go back and look at them. They're on Facebook, they're on YouTube, they're on my LinkedIn, all of the above. But what does it look like? So a high stakes conversation, meaning somebody's got something to lose, something's on the line, careers, relationships, jobs, money, whatever the case may be. Somebody is gonna win, somebody's gonna lose potentially, and obviously you want to come to an agreement, you want to come to a consensus, and then emotions are high, so, and you have differing opinions, and so it's like when you're kind of on opposite ends of the spectrum and you have to have this conversation, and usually those conversations end up being kind of awkward, kind of and so we've talked all week about you as the person who's learning these new conversation skills being the one who's in charge. And if you're in charge, then you should be able to manage and navigate the conversation. And we all know, we all have those friends, we all have those family members, those coworkers, those clients sometimes that just really know how to push our buttons. And I challenge you to remember that when your buttons are pushed, it's because you pushed it. So what do I mean by that? How are you making yourself mad? And so oftentimes it'll be like, people will say, oh no, they just said X, Y, and Z and I just lost it. Well, you lost it. That's the key to that whole statement. You lost it. They didn't take it. You lost it, which means you had the opportunity to be in complete control and you chose to give that up. Hey, Erica, how are you, honey? And so one of the things I want to think about is a quote by Shakespeare that goes something like, things aren't really good or bad, but what you think about it makes them that way, makes them so, or something like that. Obviously, I don't talk like Shakespeare, but it's something like that. It's something to that effect. It's in the book. And I want to say it's nothing, there's no such thing as a good or bad thing, but how you think about it makes it so, I think is how the quote goes. And that's just it. So it's not necessarily what the other person does or what the other person says. It's the story you tell yourself about what they said or how they behaved. And I call it behaving badly or exhibiting bad behaviors or whatever the case may be. But ultimately, you create your own emotions. Nobody makes you mad. Nobody makes you happy. Nobody makes you angry, annoyed, frustrated. No, you make yourself those things. How do you make yourself mad when you're going, well, this person said X, Y, or Z. And this, you guys, this right here, take a notes. It's about the story that you tell yourself about the behavior or about the statement that they've made that makes you mad. It's not the statement. It's not the fact that they think that. It's about what you think about what they think. It's about what you think about what they say. And one of the lessons that I had to learn a long time ago was to stop fighting reality. And this is another whole other message, and this is a book that I'm going to cover. But you have to, by fighting reality, is to suggest that something should be other than what it is. And in reality, it truly is what it is. They said what they said. They did what they did. Can't be undone, can't be unseen, can't be unheard, accept it as is. What's going on, Davina? How are you? And that's reality-based thinking. That's reality-based processing. To suggest that, somebody shouldn't be angry at you and they're angry. Why shouldn't they be? Like, they're just as sure that they should be as you're sure that they shouldn't be. So this is one of those differing of opinions. So you create your own emotions by the story you tell. What story do you tell? You tell yourself what they're thinking about you based on what they said. And then how you feel about what you interpret that they think is what really truly makes you mad. It's not them. Justin, hey Jay, how are you? Long time no see. So that's what it is. It's the story that you tell. And if I could tell you guys, one of my exes was like the worst person to talk to, and I hated it. And I would find myself frustrated all of the time. And he would make like these little snide comments, these little snide remarks. And, you know, one of the things we talk about in staying in dialogue and so forth is that you want both parties to feel safe. And when people engage in these bad behaviors, these snide remarks, these off comments, then that makes you not feel safe. It makes you not feel respected. And in order for the conversation to stay in dialogue and stay on a productive path, you have to kind of keep an even keel. And so I would find myself constantly trying to have these conversations, and then I would just get so mad. And I realized that it was because it wasn't so much what he said or even how he said it. It was the fact that I was hurt. And I felt hurt, I felt betrayed, I felt disrespected. And then that's what then invoked my emotions and caused me to act a different way. So once I got that, what you can do is then begin to tell a different story. And those of you who work with me, you talk to me a lot, you watch a lot of my videos, you know I'm always talking about reframing the story. And you have to be able to do that mid-conversation in order to keep a conversation in dialogue when it's a difficult conversation. And people will try to push those buttons. They just will. So you have to become the master, or else you become you're in hostage to the situation and to your emotions. So you have to learn to be the one who controls your emotions, controls your thinking, controls your thoughts, and reframe the story mid-sentence just like that, and realize that this is what I tell myself when I'm dealing with someone like that. This is the strategy I'm able to do now, like 6 or 8, 9 years later. And that is to realize that they exhibit bad behavior. It doesn't have anything to do with me. It doesn't. And as soon as I can tell myself in the middle of the conversation, their bad behavior has nothing to do with me, then I'm free to move on. I'm free to go on to something else. I don't have to linger in that, and then I can bring the conversation back and say, that's not going to work. And I've done that literally. Like, I know what you're trying to do, and that's not going to work. Your bad behavior's not going to change what I came to talk about. And so then I reframe the story by telling myself whatever they just said about me, or whatever button they attempted to push, that's them exhibiting bad behavior, has nothing to do with me. I regain control of the conversation. I regain, more importantly, control of my emotions, so that I'm not feeling mad, I'm not feeling hurt, I'm not feeling disrespected, I'm not feeling any of those things, because it's their choice, their bad behavior. Have your bad behavior. Do you, boo. Do you all day long. It has nothing to do with me. And that is how you begin to bring these conversations back. And you just tell yourself, you know what? It's not going to work. And you tell them it's not going to work. And when they see that it's not going to work, and they can't get the reaction out of you that they want, pretty soon one of two things happen. Either they re-engage in dialogue and positive, constructive conversation, or you notice there starts to be a distance, and so they're not in your life, they're not in your face, they're not in your space like they used to be. And that's okay. Like, you have to be comfortable letting people. I shared a post the other day. I think it said something like, give people the freedom to live their own experience. And that's what this is. I'm going to give you all the freedom you want to exhibit your bad behavior. But what I won't give you is the opportunity to hijack me emotionally. I won't give you the opportunity to attempt to continually take me down a path that I'm not going to go. And so I get to choose to take myself and go a different direction. And people figure it out. And that's why I always tell you guys, We teach people how to be in relation with us. It's learned behaviors, you guys. It's not rocket science, but it takes effort. And I'm telling you what, those first few times, ooh wee baby, oh my gosh, it's so hard. It's so hard. The more you practice it, and like I always say, practice when it doesn't really matter. Those few times, oh man, those first few times, yeah, you're just like, I don't know. Marcy might be crazy. Something wrong with her. No, there's nothing wrong with me. There's not. I'm very good at reframing the stories and making them work for me. And realize that the story you tell is simply your interpretation of how they feel. You don't even know how they feel. You have no clue. Because oftentimes, and like I shared on one of the other videos, I think it was last night or maybe the night before, that when people get like that and they start trying to push those buttons and they start doing the sarcasm and the eye rolling and the shrugging the shoulders, the name calling, the over talking, the shouting, the throwing crap and stomping out of rooms, that's because they already feel some kind of way. But you know what? That too has nothing to do with me. I can't change somebody else's feelings no more than they can change mine. I didn't create your anger and hostility no more than you can create mine. And so when you understand that personal ownership, that self-ownership, and like truly realize, y'all know me, live life on Mars, my world, my life, my rules. Once you get that is really truly your world and you get to choose who comes in, the role they play, and how long they stay. Come on now. Seriously, it's so freeing. Like you feel like you hear angels singing, honestly. But ultimately, you guys, this really is truly about keeping those conversations in dialogue, and you have to be the driver and understand that you control your emotions. They're not making you mad. They're not frustrating you. The story that you tell yourself about their bad behavior, which is their choice, which you have no control about, has nothing to do with you. Get over it. Move on. Get back to the topic at hand. So that's the takeaway from today's Crucial Conversations lesson. You guys, I want to stay in this book for another whole week because this is such an important subject, and I've had so many people inboxing me about how does it work when this happens, and how does it work when that happens? And so if you have questions like that, feel free to inbox me. I would love to hear your feedback, and if there's things or books even that you recommend, I would love to hear about it. So feel free to inbox me. In the meantime and in between time, guys, like always, I love you guys. I appreciate you all, and thanks for living life on Mars. We'll be back tomorrow with the final edition from this book, Crucial Conversations. Talk to you soon, guys. I'm out.